When CPS comes knocking, part 42 of sharing my story on here, because it's so much easier than writing another book. Our youngest son at 4 years old gets sick and is in the hospital beginning of January 2015. By like the end of January, beginning of February, he's starting to get better. All of the naturopathic medicine, everything that we're doing, all the specialists we're taking him to, we don't have any answers, but he's getting better and he's improving, like he's starting to feel better. And that's like a really, really big deal, because like at this point, I just want him to live. And I don't even care if we have answers now. Like, let's just get him in a good, healthy place and we'll go from there. On March 14th, 2015, our 11th wedding anniversary, CPS shows up at our door. Like, a happy freaking anniversary. So the survivor that I had worked with, she was just really upset about everything. Her mother and grandmother were her primary trafficker. And so she kind of pivoted and started taking all of it out on me because I'm a safe person. And that's really common in survivor work. It's really common in parenting. It's like the safe, my mom always called it a backhanded compliment. It's like the safest person normally gets the worst treatment until they're mature enough and understand boundaries well enough in order to be able to emotionally regulate and express themselves. I'll just give you the end of that story now, because I don't want to talk a lot about her. Like, I really care for her and want her to win in life, as I do all the people that I talk about. Some I just will not have contact with because it just does not seem safe or acceptable in my life to maintain contact. She had ended up calling CPS and saying that I was hooked on meth and heroin, which I clearly was not. But because her partner worked for CPS, they got this case opened up. So CPS shows up on our door and I'm just like, y'all need to come in, because you're going to have to just see how our family works, because I really can't explain all of this. Like, you're just going to have to talk to our kids. And like, what do you want at this point? Like, it was so much. It's like, after all of this, now we're doing CPS. Okay, here we go. Just to make matters a little bit more complicated, I had always been worried about CPS because when my second child, my firstborn at home, when he was in kindergarten, I knew there was something different about him. He's quite severely autistic, and not as much now, not that we changed or grew him out of it, because it doesn't work like that. It's that we learn to adapt our life to structure the neurodivergency that we all have. So we are very accommodating for our own special needs. And we're going to get into that later, because human design plays a lot into that. But I had pulled all the kids out of school, well, the 4 that I had had with Reed, and we had unschooled for many years at this point. And it was a very different style, kind of like life schooling, world schooling. My children are highly educated, but we taught them very differently. Like, they started learning marketing and branding and consent around the age of 2, like when they could first talk, and as like how to recognize and observe things. So they have been educated very different. We've traveled a lot, lots of culture, lots of just full immersion into whatever we're doing with the kids. And so CPS had always been a pretty big fear of mine, because I was like, I don't know if this works. But at this point, I'm like, what else can happen? Like, I'm just going to have to be honest. Y'all come in, and if you want to help me, because this is a lot of shit. No, you're not taking my kids, but I'm doing the best that I can. And the CPS case was terrifying in one regard. And it was that when we were in California, I started smoking the devil's lettuce in order to maintain my sanity. That shit saved my life, and I am so freaking grateful. But because we were in Texas, I could not pass a UA. And so that was my only terrifying point, that and our education system that we had decided to do. I was like, these are the things. So we had to figure out how to pass a UA, and that was quite an ordeal. And we figured it out. We did it. We passed it, no problem. But then we had to have all the kids tested, because I was like, I don't know how we educate. We just do. They cook. They're all carpenters. Like, they did everything with us. I told the kids what was going on, and I put them in front of my computer, and I was like, just pretend it's like a video game and just answer the questions the best you can, go with your gut instinct, and what happens, happens. And every single one of them were at or above grade level. And I was just like, score, video games and life schooling, unschooling, whatever you want to call it, it freaking works. By the time we were done with that case, our caseworker, who was pregnant, was like, I really hope that I get to raise my children the way you guys are. And that set me free, because I was like, I am a good mother. Like, God damn it, I have worked so fucking hard to listen to my kids, to care for my kids, to treat them as humans. Do you know how rare that is, to like fully honor them as complete individual humans? I did not understand that like wasn't a thing, but it's because colonialism is so bred into us. You know, that I'm right, you're wrong, I'm bigger than you. I'm right, you're wrong, I'm your parent. Like, I had kind of dissolved that early in my parenting journey, because I didn't know how to parent. I didn't know what was best for them. And they were all so radically different that the only way for me to know how to take care of them was to ask them how to take care of them. And then all my work within the anti-trafficking had done the same thing. It's like, I don't know what a survivor needs. We should probably ask them, because that's what makes sense. If you were wanting to help someone, ask them what they need. Like, hello, it's the most freaking basic shit. It takes a few months for the CPS case to like fully wrap up, and we're making ends meet because I'm making good money at the bar, but like, it's a lot of work. And then his care, because it's all out of pocket pay, it costs a considerable amount. And it's like, how do we keep doing this? And I don't know how to keep all these balls in the air, especially with me working full time and him requiring 24-hour care. It only makes sense that Reed is home with the kids and they're just like doing home things while I'm working, but I'm not making enough to support everybody. It was right around that time that my lettuce dude got busted. And so the entire bar and everyone around us, they did not have any more lettuce. And I was like, what the fuck? This is a problem. Like, because it's the only way I'm able to even stand on my feet working these 10-hour shifts, because my body is in so much pain. And there was a guy who was coming into the back sweepstakes area, and he was a young guy with the fattest rolls of cash. And I was like, what is going on here? I'm out of time. We'll talk to you about it next time.